Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, and everything in between. Welcome to the latest round of the Sector 1 Community Series, proudly brought to you by Boxer Beauty for all of your Boxer Beauty needs. My name is Carbon Boy, and I will be your host tonight. Round 5 of the Community Series is being held in the beautiful Italian countryside. Yes, we are here at the fabled Temple of Speed itself, Monza, to see what our community drivers are capable of. They will be behind the wheel of the 2011 BMW M3 GT under the balance of performance for two 20-minute races after a 10-minute qualifying session, with the second race being a reverse grid based off the finishing results of the first race. It is a fantastic opportunity to see not only a driver's outright pace, but how they conduct themselves in traffic on track, as this is no GT7 daily race. Joining me in the comms box tonight as our race director is a fellow Division 3 driver who also just completed a 2-hour endurance race around here on Sunday just gone. It is none other than Revs. Revs, how are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, doing real well, Mike. Thank you very much for having me.
You're more than welcome.
Good to be here.
Excellent. Good to hear it. Good to hear it. Are you excited tonight?
We got 13. Sorry.
No. Are you excited tonight to see what these guys are capable of?
Yeah, big time. I've been wanting to get into the comms box. We got 13 drivers. We have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new drivers for the community race and a few of the old fellas around. We should have a pretty good one, I think.
Old fellas, I'll try not to take that personally.
No, I am old. I'll take that personally. Yeah,
excellent. It's good to have a few seasoned drivers here from Sector 1, just as a bit of a baseline to compare our drivers against in terms of pace. And just take a quick look at the track map tonight. I'm sure all of our viewers are fairly familiar with Monza. It's basically a whole bunch of straights with a couple of corners here and there. You've got your lovely long straight into the Rettifilio chicane, around the Curva Grande, into Della Roggia, through the two Lesmos, and I cannot help myself but mentally make a very immature joke about those corners. Onto the short little back straight, into the death trap I like to call Ascari, and then into Parabolica, which, for all intents and purposes, shall be named Albert. So, basically, that is Monza in a nutshell. So, what do you say we don't keep these guys waiting any longer, and we kick off qualifying and see what these guys can put on for us tonight?
Yeah, I just let them know I was starting in 1 minute, if that's all right. I told them I'd give them a warning, so.
Not a problem at all. It's probably best we do give them a heads up.
Yeah, I said starting. We give them 30 seconds. They should be they're all ticked in. They're all ready to go. I think they're anxious to race. I think this is going to be a pretty good one.
And just checking in the YouTube chat, yourself has said hello. And Rainbow Socks, I believe that is the son of a seasoned S1 veteran, Jemana. Good evening. Debrev, good evening to you. Snake Eyes. Good to see him kicking about.
Yeah, it is too, actually. Good friend. Ready to go?
I am ready when you are.
All right, here we go. 9 seconds.
Excellent, excellent. For all of the viewers watching at home, if you haven't already, please smack that like button for me. Got to do the mandatory get subscribers, all of that. Manipulate the YouTube algorithms. And we shall be getting qualifying underway once I manage to get things set up correctly. There we go. And first out on track, it's a bit of a tight squeeze between Greg's and I'm just going to call him Dale.
Okay, yeah, that'd probably be better.
Alright, someone's already been a bit... Greg's has been a bit naughty and has crossed the pit lane and has copped a 3-second penalty. Fortunately, this is an outlap for him, so that's not really going to matter. Now, I'm just trying to get to... because... might just wait till they go through the first sector and that'll reset the timing for me and that'll make running through the field a whole lot easier. Alright, so first out on track in the rather gorgeous looking Switchblade livery is Thunder Artsy. Second out on track is one of our community drivers, a new one to me at the very least, although my memory is not that great, so
yeah,
my apologies if he has been around a couple of times. I'm just going to call him Dale in the Blacklight Motorsport livery, sponsored by Tyre Power Launceston. Third out on the grid, predictably, in the Hume Corp livery is another one of our seasoned drivers, copping a half-second penalty in the form of a Renegade. With a little bit of bunny buggers antics going down the back straight, guys. Please do not. In the Kraken Esports livery is a newly inducted driver into Sector 1 in the form of Sways. He's been around the community series for quite some time and has managed to slot into an open position in the main game series. Next out on track in the Datsun Racing livery in the glorious gold and black is Slapper's Mate, another seasoned community driver. He's
one to watch out for.
Oh yes, this guy is quick, make no doubt about it. I think I raced against him in late last season, thinking I might have had a chance, and I'm pretty sure he ended up belting me by the tune of like 15 seconds over a 20-minute race. So, yeah. In sixth place in the, if the game would actually get, if the camera footage would let me get a look at it, in the, well, it's in the base livery we have at Sector 1 for this car, in the white version that Stickers and myself put on display at Le Mans at the end of last season. It's none other than Morgan Davey, who I do believe has made a return to Switchblade Motorsports for the remainder of this season. So it's good to see him back in, getting a bit of practice under his belt in the car. And the next, I'm just going to call him Millsy. No relation at all to the Australian Idol singer, showing my age here. And I've got a complete mental blank. That is the Doghouse livery. Now they've had a bit of a redesign throughout this season, and that's what's thrown me out. And I should have done this a whole lot quicker because we've got a whole bunch of drivers pitting. So this is going to make things difficult for me. Next on the track is Thunder Heafy in his beautiful Brawn-inspired livery. And we have in the Sector 1 base livery black is Boibagum, another one of our seasoned main game drivers, currently driving in Division 2 as he... What did he finish in Division 3 last season? Was it second?
Boibagum, yeah.
Yes.
Right behind Levenspiel.
There we go. Yes, Levenspiel did take out the Division 3 title last season, and Boibagum got pipped, and thankfully for you and I, both of them got relegated or moved up to Division 2, so...
Both fast. Yes.
Yep, too fast, off you go. See you later.
Yep.
Next out on track in the... Well, he's currently driving my car. It's been loaned to him for the night, so I hope he takes good care of it, is Rainbow Socks in the APR Motorsport livery with those beautiful, some might say hideous, but that's a matter of opinion, orange wheels. And I do believe last but not least is... I'm having a lot of trouble reading that name.
Which one's
Narmo?
Narmo 365.
There we go. Narmo in the Black Rose livery, looking resplendent as always.
With a penalty.
With a penalty, unfortunately. But that is the nature of the beast here at Monza.
Thunder RC to the top. Original pole at 148.718. Oh, and RC just got himself a penalty as well, so this lap will be down for him.
That is unfortunate, but a 148.7.
That's
Tell you
good.
what, for a car that hasn't got a tune in it and is running under BOP, that is fairly rapid indeed.
This lap is on purple, first sector.
If I'm recalling my own lap times from Sunday night, a 148.7 with a tune in the car was not that far, was pretty much my average lap time in terms of race pace. So for these guys to be doing that under BOP on a first flyer, yeah, look, I'm kind of glad these guys aren't racing in Division 3 with us.
It's red, second marker for Slappers.
Yeah, that middle sector of the two Lesmos may not have gone particularly well for him.
Amongst the traffic.
Now his Sway's tracking. Boybagoon currently sitting in P4. Dale P5 coming around Alberto towards the finish line. Can he improve? Oh, he does. Doesn't move further up the grid as Thunder Artsy's come into the pits for a fresh set of tyres, as has Renegade. I wouldn't have thought that would be entirely necessary, but you know, guys are going to do what they're going to do.
There's only a few minutes left to go, 2 minutes to go, so they'll get the out lap and then they'll get one hot lap to go.
Oh, they're going for the all or nothing glory lap.
Yeah. Hail Mary.
I like it.
The best part is when it pays off, you know, and you actually give it all, everything you got. You hadn't qualified very well during qualification. You get down to the last lap, it's do or die, and then you pull it off. There's no better feeling.
Just personally, I've never been good at qualifying, and the Hail Mary lap has never worked for me. Ooh, as we just see Dale's got a little bit, oh, and he's into the fence. That's not, there has been a fairly big incident for Dale in the Lesmos. He's gone out to the gravel and into the fence. Unfortunately, that's caused a fair bit of damage to the front bumper on the Blacklight Motorsports, so they might just have to get the car back into the pits to do some repairs. We're tracking along with Boybagoon, currently sitting in P4. He's coming out of Ascari. And he does have Greg's hot on his tail, but unfortunately does have a half-second penalty hanging over his head, so that will, unfortunately, Greg's, it will not, has to make it count on this lap, because that half-second penalty will absolutely maul his next lap.
Artsy with the new pole.
Oof.
148.718 was. I'm sure his name just popped up.
Yep, that is correct. Oh no, he's just come out of the pits. So he's just done his out lap, and he has unfortunately got stuck in traffic behind Sways, who's currently sitting in P4. So they're on to their final lap now.
If he just came off the side, so his last lap is down. So.
Artsy is nearly 2/10 purple through the first sector.
And he's got Sways for a stream if he can hold on.
Now from what I've seen in the past, Swayze is not exactly slow himself, so this could work out quite well for the both of them. Swayze might be able to get himself a little bit further up the grid than P4, and Artsy might be able to use that slipstream to improve his qualifying time. They come through Ascari. Someone will be serving a penalty.
Greg's.
Whoop. That's not
Boy to
gone
gum
well.
got 1, 2. Oh, that's a bummer.
Boybagum
I do
currently
like the
sitting
sector
P5.
1 liveries though. Especially that red and white one. The red and white one's sector 1 car. Who's driving that?
Alright, Swayze, what can he do this lap? Punches into P3. Artsy, unfortunately unable to improve, but still retains P1 on the grid at the moment. Heafy comes across the line, he's done. Slapper's also done. Oh, Boybagum's been a bit naughty, picked up a half-second penalty. Do we have anyone else still running? Ooh, and the timer has unfortunately caught them out.
Well, it was set for 2 minutes.
That may have just done it, I think. So we will take a look at the qualifying results. Where are we now? Ooh. Oh, really? Apologies at home for everybody watching on the stream. Some technical issues. Oh, well, when I say technical issues, I do mean operator error. Alright, there we go. We've got it all looking pretty and correct now. So first on the grid will be Thunder Artsy with a rather rapid 148.718. Not that far behind him, in the form of, I do believe, a fellow Thunder driver, is the form of Heafy with a 148.750. On the second row of the grid will be Swayze, closely followed by Slappers May. Third row of the grid will be Boybagum and Millsy. Fourth row of the grid will be Dale and Greg. We've got a lot of interesting names. And on the fifth row of the grid will be Renegade, accompanied by Namo, and rounding out the grid tonight will be Rainbow Socks and Morgan Davey, who has elected to not set a qualifying lap, so it looks like he's looking for his own last to first challenge here tonight at Monza. I do like it. I do like it when some of the quicker, more established main game drivers jump into the community series, and they put themselves at the back of the grid on purpose just to see how some of our other community drivers are dealing with traffic and faster drivers coming past them. It's,
I've noticed that the Roman, he left just before we qualified, something to do with his livery, and he's come back. Do we want to set him to the back of the grid, or?
Yes, we can.
Okay. No.
We can set him to the back of the grid. We can have him keep Morgan company. That's not a problem at all.
All right, no worries. I'll have to get exit and start again, eh? I'll need a few minutes to do that.
You can just go to the settings. Please bear with us one moment, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. Just sorting out some technical issues back here, which I'm sure you did not really want to hear anyway. So when our race director is ready to punch that big button that has been painted in the colour of his choice, we shall get the race underway tonight. Oh, sorry, race one underway. Ah, Monza. It never fails to disappoint. It's rather
No,
infamous
never.
for its first chicane shenanigans, which I honestly hope that we don't see any of tonight, because we don't want to see anyone's night get ruined at turn one. And for those of you watching in chat, maybe throw up in the chat your predictions for the winner of race one. Who do you think's going to get it?
For some reason, I can't get by host come up. I might have to restart the room.
It possibly
Tech
could be
by
because we've
host.
already done qualifying, but if we have had the Roman jump in after qualifying, that will set him to the back of the grid by default. So as long as he's ticked in, I think we are good to go.
I ended the race though. I ended the race.
Oh,
So that's my fault.
okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to reset the room, I believe.
Rightio. So you have unfortunately condemned the people at home to listen to me waffle on for the next couple of minutes. So
please, my apologies.
yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are sorry about this. Tell you what, how about we take a quick little intermission, and we shall be back in a couple of minutes. So ladies and gentlemen, maybe grab some drinks, grab some snacks, have a quick little toilet break while we get this sorted, and we will be back very, very shortly. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We have finally managed to sort out the grid starting order for tonight. We had a couple of issues with some drivers not wanting to get behind the wheel immediately, which is a bit of a shame, but it's okay. We've cracked the whip. We've got them in the cars. We have got them on the grid. So, Revs, what do you say we get this show on the road?
Yes. All right. Here we go.
Excellent. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, watching tonight, for sticking with us while we get things underway. It's always fun when we have technical issues that the game and drivers do throw at us. It can be quite an interesting combination. But anyway. Cars are on the grid. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights. Revs are rising. And we are green. It's a beautiful, clean start from all involved. Nobody's left sitting on the line. Artie's got a clean... Ooh, hello. It's getting very, very spicy. We are 3 wide going into the Redifilio chicane. Gentlemen, I do not recommend. 0 out of 10. Oh, somebody's had a bit of a moment. Oh, there's a safety barrier gone. I do believe that may have been Greg's, who has outbraked himself going into turn 1. He's managed to pick himself up and keep on going. As Heafy, in his Brawn-inspired livery, is currently out in front, closely followed by Swayze AU, who's managed to make the move on Artsy in the Curva Grande by the looks of it. It's closely followed there behind by Slapper's Mate, going through the second Lesmo, which I've always found to be the trickier of the two. First one's all well and good. The second one, that will catch you out if you run too wide. That green AstroTurf is incredibly slippery and will spit you into the inside barrier before you even know what's going on. Weibagum is managing to hold his P5 position in the Sector 1 livery, looking glorious. Millsy, P6, doing very well. Got a bit of a battle here with Namo, who's managed to make his way up the grid. Renegade looking very racy down the inside. Runs very wide into Alberto. Drops a position, unfortunately. I think he might have gotten a bit aggressive with trying to go down the inside maneuver and just cut the corner way too tight.
We got 3 wide going into the first.
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there's someone around. Slappers has binned it, but does come back onto the track rather respectfully. Might just see if we can take a look at that in the Liquid Solutions action replay, if I can remember which button I'm supposed to hit.
Yeah.
Nope, I have definitely not done that. I have definitely not done that. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen.
Roman's having a hard time turning around.
Heafy has picked himself up a penalty. That is, it's a 1 second penalty. That is definitely going to hurt him. And we'll bring Swayze and Artsy back into the mix, more than certainly. If that even is a description.
3, 4, 5, and 6 are just a nice tight train.
And
Swayze, a little bit of a gap.
Swayze takes the lead of the race. He's got a very red-hot battle pack behind him in the form of Artie and Voibagum, who has run very wide at Alberto, giving up the position P4 to Millsy. And they've got Dale in a red-hot... I don't know where I was going with that. Dale is in red hot pursuit of this little battle pack. It's looking very spicy coming into the red Ophelio. Boibagum holds P4. Mulesy and Dale side by side going into Curva Grande. Neither of them wanting to give an inch, but being very respectful of each other's position on the track, which is great to see. What will happen going into Della Roggia? Who's going to give way?
Morgan up to 6th place after starting at the back.
Oh wow, yep, that is a massive climb up the grid.
And the last checkpoint he was 0.6 clear in purple.
And he does currently hold the fastest lap with a 1:49.617. So he's certainly making inroads towards the podium step. He is 4/10 purple currently. How are we looking up the front? Sways AU. He's got Heafy 4/10 behind him, sitting pretty in that slipstream. P3, Pundarazzi, also 3 to 4/10 in the slipstream of Heafy. There's a little bit more of a gap back to Boibagum, just out of slipstream range, as Morgan Davey? No, I am. There we go, Slappers mate. Currently sets the fastest lap of a 1:49.4. Morgan Davey did a 1:49.5, so only 1/10 off purple. So Sways has set that time out in clear air, whereas Morgan Davies is just maybe being held up a little bit in the mid-pack traffic at the moment. But he is 4/10 purple again.
Yes, so notice that. He's really wanting to get up there. Must be hungry for a race.
It has been a while, I think, for him. P8, Slappers mate, a little bit of no man's land after his little off-track excursion on the second lap. Very unfortunate, but he's put his head down, he's keep on going. He's still within sight of that battle pack in front of him. And a little bit further back down the field, we've got a three-way battle pack in the form of Renegade, Namo, and Greggs, who seem to have found their own little... I'm seeing yellow flags briefly out on track.
That was the Roman.
Oh dear. Oh
He's
dear.
getting blue flagged. He's having a real hard time at the first and second chicanes. I don't think he's made one yet. Poor guy. But he was a little nervous, I think, from the start, and he was having problems getting his livery to go on the car, so I think he's got a little bit of nerves going on.
That's fair, that's fair. Back up the front, Sways. Ooh, Heafy has gone very, very deep into the red Ophelio. He has avoided the track reset. And it's just waited for some drivers. Oh, and he's, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, that has, oh. Well, you know how I said he avoided the track reset? I was proven wrong. He then lit up the rear end of the car, spun it onto the infield after turn 2, and managed to get that track reset after all. So unfortunately things have not gone well for Heafy, and things have not gone well for Sways up front either. He's been a bit of a naughty boy at the, I would say, probably the Della Roggia chicane, and has picked up a half-second penalty, so that will bring him back into the clutches of Artsy. Sitting in P2, currently 2.5 purple. He's got a...
I'm not sure how Greg's got a 3-second penalty. He hasn't been to the pit yet, so he must have done something really bad.
3-second penalty.
Not sure where they would have gotten that from. Let's see.
Well, if you're serving it all on this lap, I mean, theoretically speaking, if you cut the first chicane, you get a 1-second penalty. You cut the second chicane, you get another second on top of that. And then somehow manage to pick one up in the Lesmos.
Coming into the first corner. Morgan Davies in the 3rd spot. Didn't take him long to get up onto the podium, so he must have been really hungry to have a race.
Wow. Sounds like somebody's been putting in some practice by the sound of things. Definitely getting himself acquainted. Last couple of laps have been fairly consistent in the low 150s. Thunder Artsy with the fastest lap at the moment of a 148.818. Oh, that's getting very spicy behind Morgan at the moment. We've got
the slappers are talking to each other.
We've got Slappers, Dale and Millsy, and Namo as well. So there is a really, really tight 4-way battle going on here. Sorry, Millsy, Dales, Slappers and Boybagum. My bad. They are looking very, very racy, these 4 guys. Will we see a move coming into Alberto, aka Parabolica? I had to actually remember its real name. I've been calling it the wrong name. Oh! Slappers makes a very bold move down the inside. Gives Boybagum a bit of a touch. Tucks back into the slipstream, going down the main straight. What kind of speed are these guys touching on down the end of the main straight, by the way?
264, 265.
Oh, Dale has a look down the inside of Boybagum, backs out of it, thinks again. Sways AU takes over the current fastest lap of the race with a 148.7. He's got himself out to a 1-second lead as well over Artsy. He's just on the edge of slipstream. Morgan Davies is 3.3 seconds back from Artsy. He's got 2.5 seconds to Slapper's mate, who's still leading Boybagum.
Not bad for a recovery since he was he slipped out on the first chicane.
That is true. Definitely might bank in some points for the Driver of the Day nomination. Dale's
Him and Morgan.
Dale's still hanging in there. Millsy's in slipstream touch of Dale. Checking back in, Renegade and Namo as well. This has become a 4-way battle pack back here. We've got Renegade with half a second back to Namo, then another couple of tenths back to Greggs, who's doing a nice little recovery drive of his own after that nasty 3-second penalty and an early race incident, if I can remember correctly. I think he went very, very deep in turn 1. Whoop, whoop. There's Namo.
Wide.
Yep, Namo's having a bit of a traction issue by the looks of things. This could make things very spicy as they go side by side into turn 1. Got Rainbow Socks as well, looking for... Oh no, that's Heafy. Heafy in behind. Oh! Oh, there's a black road. Oh, Namo's had a bit of a moment. And
Namo was going to redress that, but...
Oh, that was a very scary redress there from Heafy. Please do not damage that APR car. I would like it in good condition.
Rainbow Socks with a 0.5. penalty.
Might have just been a bit naughty at the Rettifilio, I believe.
RT's only a half a second behind Sways, fighting for the first place, and then Morgan, a bit of a gap. Maybe he might have time to catch up. But the guys up front are moving quite quickly.
He has managed to knock a couple of tenths off that gap to Artsy, but I'm not sure if he's taking time out of them as fast as he was like. Speaking of time, Artsy currently with the fastest lap of a 1:48.367, which under BOP in this car is extremely rapid. Oh, there is a yellow flag.
It's the Roman again.
Oh, he's not having a having a great run tonight.
Ooh, not sure what he's doing.
Might be a lack of confidence in the car, I believe. Morgan Davies in the Sector 1 white livery. Slapper's name. A few seconds behind, but he does have a slight buffer of around 7/10 over Boybacum, who has also managed to crank out a very similar gap, nearly a second, back to Dale, who has a very similar gap again. So these four cars have gone from running nose to tail to running just on the edge of slipstream range of each other. Got Millsy there, P7. And there is quite a significant gap back to Renegade, who has not been able to drop Greggs. Greggs is still there or thereabouts, within half a second. And so we've just ticked over the 18-minute mark of this race. Sorry. My calculations are horribly, horribly wrong.
Yeah, 16 minutes and 30 seconds into the race.
No, I've just
2.5 minutes left to go.
I've just checked the race timer, and that is way out. But that is okay. We don't really worry about that.
Now.
So here we go, we've got a move going into turn one. Oh, a little bit of touching. A little bit of touching. That was a bold move. I'll pay that, but from Greggs.
Not easy going through that first chicane side by side with somebody else. It takes a lot of control with your vehicle.
Let's see if we can get that. Oh, and he's gone off. Oh, what a moment. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I seem to have a knack for skipping to a replay just as something else kicks off. But Greggs is... Oh, there we go. We've caught that one live as Greggs has unfortunately...
Yeah, massive front end damage.
Has unfortunately had a bit of a moment at the second Lesmo and has encountered that inside barrier. And will unfortunately... Oh, here we go. There's a bit of action going on behind them too. In the form of Namo and Rainbow Heafy and Namo, who has had a half-second penalty, now got a 1-second penalty for being a bit naughty. Oh, and in amongst all of this, we've got Thunderati and Swayze battling hammer and tong going through the Rettifilio chicane. I just noticed that Artsy had P1, and wow. Right, this is what I get for not paying complete and utter attention to the top of the grid.
They've been about a half a second apart for the last 4 or 5 laps now, so he's definitely going to give him a push. R2 definitely wants to win this one, I think.
Yeah, it will be close. I don't think these guys will.
Ooh, penalty.
Artsy's
That's
been a
gonna
bit
hurt.
naughty. That might have just cost him the win, I think, because looking at the race timer and their lap times, I don't think they will get another lap. This might be the last lap as they come through Ascari. Morgan Davies, sideways in the background there. And hot on his heels is Slapper's mate, who's had a sensational recovery drive after his early race.
Slappers is always impressive. He's a fine driver. He's very well mannered, and yeah, he's a good friend too. So
he's also 1/10 purple as he's come through Ascari on this lap. So he might just pinch the fastest lap from Artsy in the dying embers of the race. 5 seconds.
I'm paying a 1 second penalty, letting Dale pass him.
It is the final lap, so Sways will take the win. Closely followed by Artsy and Morgan Davies, P3 from his starting in last. Slapper's mate, beautiful recovery drive, P4. Dale, P5. Boybagum, P6. Millsy, P7. Renegade coming around. Alberto, aka Parabolica now, to claim P8. Heafy,
His fastest lap.
in his test car, P9. Namo, bit of a shaky start for him, but he's done all right, P10. Greg's bringing the car home, P11. Rainbow Socks, bringing that APR car home without a mark on it. Love your work. And I believe that is all she wrote. It looks like we may have had a DNF from one of our drivers, who's
The Roman.
The Roman, that's the one. That is the one. Rightio, so we will just go over those results for you at home from race 1. So in P1 we have Sways, P2 Artsy with the fastest lap of a 1:48.367. P3 starting from the back of the grid on that race was Morgan Davies. P4 Slapper's mate, recovery drive, beautiful work. P5 Dale, P6 Boybagum, P7 Millsy, P8 Renegade, P9 Heafy after having I don't think he has the best relationship with the Redifilio chicane, judging by that race, but could also be adjusting to the car under BOP, so race 2 will be very interesting to see. P10 Namo, P11 Greg's, and rounding out the top of the finishers is Rainbow Socks. Unfortunately, the Romans car did suffer a mechanical failure and did not make the end of the race. So we will get the lobby set up for the second race, which will be, of course, the reverse grid. And we will just take a short intermission while we get the grid set, and we will be back very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, etc., etc. We have the grid set for race 2 tonight in the community series. So I think we've made you wait long enough. Without further ado, shall we push that big red button, Revs?
Yes, we shall.
I like the sound of that. I don't think we saw the true caliber of some drivers in this field tonight in race 1. So keep your eyes peeled in race 2, because I think now they've got a little bit more practice under their belt and a little more confidence. I think they will certainly put on a performance tonight that is worthy of their true skills.
All right, pressing the button, the big purple pink polka dot. Here we go. 9 seconds.
All right, people in chat, throw in your predictions for the winner of this race. The reverse grid always makes things very, very spicy in terms of predictions, so I am keen to see what you think. Cars are on the grid. 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And the lights are green. Everybody seems to get off to a beautiful start. Coming down to the Rettifilio. Oh, it's getting a bit spicy there in the background. Greg's is looking very, very racy up the inside. Rainbow Socks, looks like he's backed out of it. Heafy's had another off-track excursion at the Rettifilio. I don't think he and that corner are friends at all.
Sways from the back to 4th already.
Whoa. He's certainly not here to procreate with arachnids.
He had a massive jump on the line. Caught everyone snoozing, I think.
Bit of dust being kicked up. Boy Bagum looking to make a pass on Heafy. Heafy's not going to make it easy going into the Lesmos. The Lesmos are certainly not the easiest place to make a pass unless you are completely alongside the driver at the time.
Here's something unexpected. Didn't put him on the grid, but Excel 48 is in the race.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's in the race.
Do we have a gate crasher?
Yeah,
I think we have a gate crasher.
Him and Artsy.
Oh, and I think Heafy has just completely binned it. That, I saw a spinning brawn car in the background, and I tell you what, let's see if I can actually get this one on the Liquid Solutions live action replay. Let's see. Do I have the skills to pay the bills? There we go. Coming out of Ascari. Oh, yes, he's found that AstroTurf on the exit of Ascari, and then he has found the left-hand concrete wall, or steel wall. Yes, look. Having done that quite a few times myself in the past, I can confirm it's not fun. But he's picked himself up, and he's continuing on. We also have the Roman still on the grid. He's still circulating. Good to see. Getting out there and amongst it. Greg's currently the leader of the race. Unfortunately has a half-second penalty at the moment. Hotly followed by Sways, who will inherit the lead of this race tonight. Once Greg's does serve that half-second penalty.
A few penalties. Rainbow Socks has one. Renegade has one. Greg's has one. Penalties.
Yes. We have Millsy P3. Why am I seeing... Oh, Renegade has 1 second penalty.
So does he in the back.
Wow. As Sways sweeps around the outside going into the entrance of Ascari, he's not waiting for that half-second penalty to take effect. He's just wanting to get the move done, and does so rather nicely. That half-second penalty.
Davies takes taking advantage of the penalties, moving himself up to 4th. He's doing really well today. He's showing that he's likes to get back behind the wheel, I think.
Millsy into P2. Greg's relegated back to P3. Morgan Davey leading a rather spicy looking battle pack there in P4. He's got Namo. Boy Bagum looks to make a move up the inside, backs out of it. Renegade getting very, very racy into Redifilio. Nearly gets shoved wide onto the gravel, manages to hold his own, but he might lose out the slappers mate around the outside of him at Curva Grande. Let's keep our eyes on this one into the braking zone for the Della Roggia. Yes, Della Roggia. Sorry, mentally checking my corner names there.
I wonder if it's some kind of record for Sway's 3rd lap. Started at the back, and now he's leading the race after 3 laps. So it's got to be some sort of sector 1 record.
I think that's the most rapid, that is certainly the most rapid last to first challenge that I've ever seen.
Impressive. Morgan might be able to take advantage of Craig's 0.5 penalty. Move himself up back onto the podium again.
Dales and Renegade going side by side into Ascari. Gentlemen, that is a 0 out of 10, do not recommend. Thankfully they both sort themselves out. Dale... Sorry, that is Namo and Dale. I am getting my liveries mixed up. My apologies to both the team owners of Hoon Corp and Black Rose. At a quick glance, your two liveries are incredibly similar. I mean, look at the Black Rose livery. Ladies and gentlemen, bear with me here. You have a look at the Black Rose livery, and then take a quick look at the Hoon Corp livery. And at 260 kilometers an hour down that front straight, tell me, you guys would get confused too, right? Please, back me up here.
Yes, Chris. Open through the first cane.
Oh yeah, there's a bit of bumping and grinding going on, but all good.
Ooh, Evan. Something happened to Morgan.
Oh dear, what has he done?
No damage. No damage, but he went from 3rd back to 10th.
Oh. I would dare say...
Ooh. Is that,
That's Excel getting a
Thunder
bit
RC.
racy with Morgan at the moment.
Thunder RT lost it at the 2nd chicane. Back to 12.
Carrying any damage at all?
No, he's not. He looked like he stepped on the accelerator a little bit too hard. He swung all the way around the hill to the right. So he swung back around, got back on.
Poor Rainbow Sox is not having a good run tonight. He's
He was really eager to race today too.
Yeah, he was really enthusiastic. Just seems to be struggling with the car a little bit.
Nerves trying to impress everyone. I mean, I had a lot of nerves in my first race, I have to do, so if I have those kind of nerves, I'm sure.
I think we've all have those nerves, and well, to be honest, I still do pretty much every single race. Nothing's changed.
Yes. I love the butterflies.
I wouldn't say I love them, I just accept them. Sways back up the front. He is absolutely storming away. He's keen to make a statement here now that he's a main gauge driver. He's got a 4.2 second lead back to Millsy, who's just out of slipstream range of Boy Bagum in P3, who is carrying along in slipstream range Greg's. Tell you what, these two have almost been joined at the hip for this race. Old mate Dale, P5, solid performance. He's going to have to watch himself because he is being hunted down by Slapper's mate, who I don't think wants to remain in P6 for all that long. He's looking very, very racy in that gorgeous gold and black Datsun livery, and there is a very spicy battle pack forming behind them in the form of Namo, Morgan Davey,
Try to get up to the
Excel.
side, little tuck.
That was interesting. I will refrain from making any judgments. I'm not a steward. I'm just a somewhat excited guy. Morgan Davies back to P8 after his little incident that put him down into P9. He's gone very aggressive and he wants that inside line for the Parabolica, and he doesn't really need it. He's hasn't quite got the move done on Renegade. Has done now. Renegade tucks in behind. He's going to use that slipstream down this main stream. Will he be able to make a move into turn 1? As he's got Excel and Namo going hammer and tong behind them. Oh, there's a little bit of gamesmanship going on here. Oi, what have I done? Morgan holds the inside, slams that door shut, holds on to P7. Excel and Namo still exchanging blows, metaphorically. Oh, there's a yellow flag. What has gone on here?
The Roman's going off.
Oh dear. So we've got Sways who up the front, who has checked out to the tune of 6.5 seconds. Got a lovely battle going on here with Mills and Boybagum. P2, P3. Oh, Greg's in P4, has a half-second penalty, which will unfortunately drop him behind Dale and Slappers, who are right behind him. There's a couple of seconds back to Morgan Davies, who has managed to skip clear of Excel and Renegade. Gets a bit gappy back there, back to Heafy, who unfortunately, after not being friends with the Red Affilio chicane, finds himself back in P10. Artsy also having a bit of a shocker by the looks of things. On lap 4 he's had a 2-minute lap, so things have obviously gone fairly bad there. Namo P12. I dare say he's had a bit of a shocker this lap as well. Crossing the line in a 1:50, that's a 2-minute lap as well. Yep, things have not gone well for him. Rainbow Sox putting in a solid effort. He's not looking that confident, but he's still circulating. Same with the Roman. It's good to see that, you know, nobody's giving up. They're just going to put their head down and complete what they started. Checking back in with the leader.
25 penalty.
Yep, Sways has been a naughty boy, although he's got an 8-second gap, so I'm not sure how much that's going to hurt.
No.
Millsy and Boybagum still going hammer and tong, and if they keep battling the way they are, Slappers in P4, who's only just over a second behind Boybagum, he could be coming to join the party as well. And then not far behind him, you've got Dales. Slappers, currently purple. Not by much, but purple is purple. Fastest lap currently being held by Sways with a 1:48.462. Still setting rapid times. As Boybagum, very aggressive, says, I want that P2. Sends it down the inside of the Parabolica. Millsy wants to argue the point, loses a little bit of traction, and P3 to Slappers in the process. So, very nice move done there by Boybagum, and very opportunistic there by Slappers. He won't be close enough to make a move into Boybagum into the Red Affilio this lap, but keep an eye out next lap. Millsy looking to consolidate. P4. He's got Dale within slipstream range. He's going to have to keep an eye on his mirrors as well as in front of him at the moment. Little bit of a gap back to Greggs, who has somehow got the better of Morgan Davies. Or am I mistaken? I could be mistaken. There's every possibility of that. I think I'm mistaken, judging by their lap times.
Yeah, Morgan was,
Whoa.
He had that incident with the tank stuck on him.
Oh, yeah. That was a bit of a pucker moment. It's looking very racy through the Lesmos.
Certainly letting Greggs into East there, that's for sure.
Greggs has gone defensive into the braking zone for Ascari. Holds his own. Morgan content to tuck back in behind him. Gets a solid exit. Little bit of Morse code on the rear bumper there on the way out, saying, "Hey, hey, I'm coming through."
Drag race to the corner. Morgan around the outside.
Oh, with the wide line. Can he hold it? A little bit of AstroTurf. Little bit of AstroTurf, but yep, he does hold it indeed. Great move, Morgan, up into P6. But
Greg's going to argue about it.
The downside of making the overtake through Alberto is you've got that whole main straight for them to sit in your slipstream. And then you get this. The battle of the late breakers into Redifilio. Oh, Morgan holds his line.
Greg's a little bumpy.
Got a nice little battle going on here for P9, P10 in the form of Renegade and Heafy. Heafy wants it around the outside of Curva Grande. Does he have the speed and the bigger brakes into the Della Roggia? Nope, backs out of it. Smart move.
Slep is in the second place. Well done, Slep. Ooh! Miles has just lost it. Milsey, sorry. He went into the sand pit, swung all the way around, and came across the track and smashed into the wall. He's carrying a lot of damage on the front.
Let's see if we
Everyone's gonna take
can.
advantage of that.
Let's see if we can catch that on our Liquid Solutions action replay. Oh, we've just got the end of it. Yep, that was definitely rather painful. Unfortunately for him, he's back up into P9. Was back in P10. That is a bit of a shame. Back to our leader, Sways. He has checked out. It has dropped under 8 seconds, but Slapper's mate, P2, is bringing along Boy Bagum, who's sitting in his slipstream, P3. And Dale's, old mate Dale, not far behind, P4. Certainly putting on a great performance tonight. Morgan Davey, P5. 5 seconds off the back of Dale, so not sure he's going to be able to catch back up. Keeping him company is another one of our, another fellow Division 3 driver in the form of Excel. Late entrant, starting from the back of the grid tonight, along with Morgan, so it's good to see the two rear starters tonight have managed to make their way up into the upper positions on the grid. I was about to say podium, but let's be real. 5th and 6th are not podiums. P7 at the moment is Renegade. Bit under a second behind him is Greggs, putting on a fairly solid performance tonight. Another second back is Artsy, and in hot pursuit is Millsy after his earlier encounter with Mr. Barrier. He's certainly wanting to get a little bit racy here with Artsy into the Parabolica. Heafy, wanting none of it, shuts the door very firmly in his face and says, "Not today." And Heafy in hot pursuit, trying to bring himself back up into some positions after his
Tough day.
I'd say less than ideal performance. Yeah, tough day. Definitely a tough day at the office for him.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh, that was
Oh, that's
Renegade.
That's Renegade. Ooh. Oh, and Heafy has unfortunately picked up a 1 second penalty. What has gone on there for Renegade? Let's see if we can catch that on our replay. Oh, he's very sideways. He's very sideways. Gets on the gas and drives onto the grass for all intents and purposes. And cops a reset for his efforts, unfortunately. Oh, well, that's the way things go.
Dale looks like he wants to take up a spot as well. Side by
They
side.
they are looking very, very racy here. Oh, we have missed it.
Oh, he goes wide.
This is the final lap. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, how did we miss this? Sways takes the win. Boy Bagoon P2. Slappers pips Dale by 200ths of a second for P3. Dale P4. Morgan Davey brings it home P5. Excel P6. Artsy P7, Greg's P8, Millsy P9, Heafy in his test car, bit of a disappointing day for him, P10, Renegade rounding Parabolica now, brings home P11, P12, Namo, P13, possibly a lap down, Rainbow Socks, and the Roman. And that is all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. That certainly had a bit going on.
Certainly did.
There was quite a lot there that, yeah, I'll be honest, I was actually unable to keep up with all of it. But we'll take a quick look at the race 2 results tonight. And in P1, Sways with the fastest lap of a 1:48.462. Bringing home the second step of the podium, Boy Bagoom. P3, Slappers with a fairly solid performance, I think, tonight. P4, Dale. P5, Morgan, after starting from the back of the grid. Also joining him from the back and bringing home a 1 second penalty is XL. P7, Thunder Artsy. P8, Greg's. P9, Millsy. P10, Heafy after, yeah, probably a disappointing day at the office, but I hope he had fun. P11, Renegade, Namo, P12, P13, Rainbow Socks, and rounding out the grid tonight is the Roman in P14. Bit of a struggle for him, but again, it's a learning experience, and ultimately, I hope you had fun. So, ladies and gentlemen in chat, please throw in your nominations for the driver of the day. Revs, what do you think? Who's your thoughts for driver of the day?
Well, there's got to be a few mentions. Sways, unbelievable from last to first in 3 laps. Like I said, that's got to be some sort of record. Slap his mate, had that bad turn into the first chicane, went all the way to the back, and then still came back and finished on the podium, which was really good. And Morgan Davey in the first race, he started at the back, and he did quite well to get up to where he was. So I'll have to give it to I'll give it to Slappers. It was he got on there. He fought it out. He didn't let the wipeout burn him out, and yeah, he stayed in control and still came back and got a podium.
Fair enough. All good reasons. I'm going to go in a slightly different direction. I'm going to give my driver of the day to Dale, old mate Dale. I thought that was a fairly solid performance from him. He kept his head down, like wasn't setting the timing sheets on fire in terms of fastest laps or podium spots, but just a fairly solid drive. Very respectable in traffic, which is what we like to see here at Sector 1. And all in all, I was just impressed by his efforts tonight. So, and seeing as it is his first time out, I think he should be very proud of himself and give himself a pat on the back. And just checking in the YouTube chat for driver of the day, we've got driver of the day Boy Bagoom, we've got a driver of the day for Morgan. Driver of the day Slappers. We've got a bit of a mix. Tell you what, Revs, I'm going to let you call it. Who's the driver of the day?
Got to go with the legend Sways from last to first. That was an outstanding race performance. He controlled it from the start. He jumped them all on the grid. He took it from the start of the go, and then he left them behind him. So he definitely looks like a Div 1 super fast racer. I certainly wouldn't race against him, but mine goes to Sways.
I concur. I cannot argue with that at all. And I think it is a very deserved Driver of the Day award tonight. Well, thank you very much to all of our viewers who have stuck with us tonight and tuned in for tonight's episode of the Sector 1 Community Series. We are about to call the stream quits for tonight, but before we do, the usual, smack the like button, hit the subscribe button to the YouTube channel so you get notifications of all of our videos upcoming. Speaking of upcoming, stay tuned this Sunday night. There will be the Division 4 Monza 2-hour endurance race. After having just done that this weekend, I am very keen to sit back and watch somebody else do it for a change, and I'm sure after watching Division 4 all this season, it will be a very, very exciting indeed to enjoy, I guess, would be the lack of a better description I would use. And I'm starting to run out of words, so I should probably call it quits for tonight. Thank you very much to Revs for being our race director this evening.
Thanks for having me.
You are more than welcome anytime. And thank you to all the viewers for tuning in. So I guess on that note, do you have anything else to add, Revs?
No, just good night. See you Sunday.
Very well. And for all you Victorians and New South Welshmen, enjoy the long weekend.